Nigeria has a dollar been equivalent to 1,000 naira. In a nutshell, since the grossly underappreciated military can boast of hierarchical leadership, a prerequisite for stability, prevents corruption, and seeks to better the plight of common Nigerians, I strongly maintain that it has been of more help to Nigeria treated version of democracy imposed on us by a select few. Ladies and gentlemen, before I kiss you goodbye, I would like to remind us that democracy in Nigeria has not resulted in any serious attempt to work out a democratic model which fits, serves, or even recognizes our unique cultural nation. In military, every group is heavily represented, irrespective of their financial status. This fosters a sense of belonging and unity. After all, despite the many soldiers that lost their lives, it was Gowon, a military leader, who insisted on the famous stand up for one Nigeria. And this is why, irrespective of tribe and ethnicity, we all are seated under the all-encompassing umbrella of a one Nigeria. Judges, co-debaters, teachers, the clearing call is this: join us in calling a spade a spade. Thank you.
The first speaker from the opposing side.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, the panel of judges, accurate timekeeper, my co-debaters, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tobunde Vesejuan from Temple Gate Academy. I'm here to oppose the motion which says Nigeria is better under the military rule than the democratic rule. Firstly, I'd like to start with the definition. Military rule is leadership by the armed forces, while democratic rule is leadership by the ordinary citizens of Nigeria. The following are my points. Firstly, we have the system of changing power. In democracy, power is changed through periodic elections, which are often peaceful and devoid of violence. But in the military regime, this is not the case. Power is changed through what is known as a coup d'etat, which often leads to loss of lives and valuable properties. For example, General Aguiyi Ironsi and General Murtala Muhammad lost their precious lives in the coup. Secondly, we have freedom of the people. In democracy, people have the freedom to air their views and also voice out their opinions in certain issues that concern the public. But in the military regime, the reverse is obviously the case. Anyone who tries to oppose their rulership are either arrested or sometimes killed. For example, is the arrest of human rights activists and the shutting down of opposition newspapers by General Ibrahim Babangida in 1993 and the imprisonment of Olusegun Obasanjo by General Sani Abacha in 1995. Thirdly, banning of the Constitution. The military government, they don't absolutely ban the Constitution. What they do is that they refuse to follow it and they rule by what is known as a decree. But in the democracy, every leader rules according to the Constitution. For example, is the 1999 Constitution is still used in Nigeria till today. Thirdly, we have right to vote. In democracy, citizens have the freedom to exercise their civic rights by voting for their leaders. Once a citizen is up to 18 years old, he or she is free to partake in the elections. But in the military regime, they just make a plan to take over power and execute it without getting the people involved. So with these few points of mine, I hope you are convinced and not confused that Nigeria is better under democratic rule than military rule. Thank you.
Second speaker from the proposing side.
Standing on the existing protocol, I'm a learner of Joe Model Schools Makerding, and I solemnly stand before you to buttress the undisputable fact that the military rule has been more beneficial to Nigerians than the bastardized system of democracy we have clung into for too long. Firstly, the absence of security inadvertently creates insecurity. In a country plagued by insecurity, foreign investors shy from making investments. Without substantial investors, the economy becomes bedeviled by mediocrity and stagnation. Ladies and gentlemen, despite Canada's budgetary allocation to security, Nigeria, under successive democratic regimes, have abysmally failed to curb or even contain the heightened insecurity that has become mainstay in our day-to-day life as a nation. Boko Haram insurgency, banditry, kidnapping, Fulani herders, clashes and suicide bombings continue to besiege our Nigerian democratic system. But I dare you to say without fear or favor that all these challenges were not prevalent during the military rule. No organization body is better suited in ensuring security of lives, properties, and territorial integrity than the military. Secondly, the democratic rule in Nigeria has ushered in an era of utter disregard for the judicial arm of government, saddled with the responsibility of upholding democracy. The cases of Ozazaki and the continuous detention of Mazen and the Kanos continued. Also, the fact that the local government, the nearest arm of government to the common man, which by law should be granted absolute autonomy, but remains subjected to the state government, goes a long way to tell how little top elected public office holders under democracy respect the dictates of the very same laws they claim to protect. Ladies and gentlemen, a supposed democratic system without law of order is like a car without an engine. Can this be said of military rule? Just use your tongue to counter thief. Thirdly, stability and efficiency in decision making. Military rule has the potential for stability and efficiency in decision making. Military institutions are designed to enforce discipline, hierarchy, and unity of purpose, which can facilitate rapid actions in times of crisis. The civilian government, with its bureaucratic structure and multi-party politics, may suffer gridlock from slow decision-making process, especially when immediate action is required. Military government and decisively to restore order and tackle security threats, thus ensuring stability in the country. This has been seen in cases where military intervened to restore peace and quell internal unrest, prevent escalation of violence, and preserving national unity. True democracy advocates for equal rights for all, irrespective of gender, financial status, religion, or ethnicity. In Nigeria, it seems democracy is a reserve for the men. The few, yes, the very few women who are allowed into politics should be thankful for the piece of national cake shared to them by the dominating males who have hijacked our democratic system. Over 109 senators, only 4 are women. Yet they say, what a man can do, a woman can do even better. Isn't it ironical? What about the youth who make up over 45% of our country's population? Are they given fair representation in politics? Well, the guess is as good as mine. Taking their information points in view, you, yes, you, my informed audience, can only agree with me that the military trumps the awkward democratic system practiced in our dear country, Nigeria. Thank you.
The second speaker from the opposing side.
My name is Diayo Faith Purity. I'm from Temple Gate Academy. In continuation of what my first speaker have said, I would like to add the following points. Firstly, we have power decentralization. In democracy, power is shared among the component units, which equally gives ways for checks and balances. Different people are saddled with the responsibility of running the government, but in the military rule, power is concentrated at the popular opinion. The popular opinion is based on the popular vote. Secondly, we have peaceful transition of power. In democracy, power is handed over in a very peaceful way and environment. It has a particular date allotted to it, May 29th. For example, Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over power from Muhammadu Buhari on the 29th of May 2023. But in the military realm, there's no plan line of action. They just take over power and continue rulership. Thirdly, we have national reputation. In democracy, the reputation of the country is being promoted and the respect of other countries are gained. But in the military realm, this is not the same. For example, Nigeria was once suspended from the Commonwealth of countries during the regime of Sani Abacha. All these are capable of leading to a bad reputation of the country. And so with these few points of mine, I hope you are convinced and not confused that Nigeria is better off under the democratic rule than the military rule. Thank you.
Third speaker, you have a minute. Sorry, 2 minutes.
Standing on the existing protocol, my name is Ilalo Honutani, and I confidently stand before you to support the motion which states Nigeria is better off under the military than the democratic rule, given these ensuing points. First, if not for firm military intervention, Nigeria, as we all know, would have ceased to exist.
The Nigerian Civil War, gallantly fought by the then military regime, tried to divide Nigeria along ethnic and tribal lines. Over 6 million lives were lost, but just retrieving our Nigerian national anthem reminds us that the military regime paid a huge price in ensuring we remain one indivisible unit, a reality that fosters regional stability. In contrast, after many years in Nigeria, Nigerians have once again failed the unfounded fear of a military intervention. Consequent on the numerous military takes over neighboring West and Northern African countries. If democracy had been a better experience, why were we then worried about it being toppled? Another outstanding achievement of the military in Nigeria was the creation of states to replace the then existing region as it used to be called in the past. General Goring, in May 1967, divided Nigeria into 12 states. 7 more were added by Murtala Mohammed, while Babangida created 11 more states and Abacha 6. Informed listeners, the creation of a state has swayed fears from major ethnic groups, fearing domination and maltreatment from major ethnic minorities. Also, this created a sense of belonging from major ethnic groups. But since 1999, under the democratic coup, not a single state has been created, despite clamorings by diverse ethnic minorities. No doubt, you agree with me that in the Nigerian context, the military will bring the government very close to the people at the grassroots level. But our democracy today seems to be poised on distancing the masses from their puppeted government. As I make to draw the curtains in my showing, I wish to leave with this punchline. The military introduced the National Youth Service Corps, NYSC, launched Operation Feed the Nation, OFN, established a new capital, and changed our currency from pounds and shillings to naira and kobo. Of a truth, the military in Nigeria has not yet received due commendation for its solid and long-lasting positivity it painstakingly brought to bear in our lives as a country. Thank you.
You have 1 minute.
Standing on the existing protocol, my informed audience, there is a big difference between what is and what should be. Although the military was feared by many, but its end is enough to justify its means. Democracy, which was envisaged as the best system of government, has now become a caricature of what it was meant to be. After many years of democratic rule, Nigeria can't even boast of steady power supply, definitely something the military was able to achieve in record-breaking time. Refineries built by the military are no longer functional. Roads constructed by the military are no longer motorable. In 2023, Ghana overtook Nigeria in the list of rapidly developing economies. Democracy in Nigeria has turned Nigeria from being the one-time giants of Africa to being as helpless as toddlers. Successive democratic regimes have paid deaf ears to the need to provide ultra-modern medical facilities for both the poor and the rich. President Musa Yar'Adua lost his life while in hospital in another country. Our then First Lady, late Stella Obasanjo, lost her life in a foreign hospital. The previous government saw President Muhammad Buhari spend a quarter of his time in office embarking on medical trips. How many times has our current president embarked on a medical trip? I have lost count. Why can't they make what's obtainable in their Sokoto to be obtainable in our Sokoto? Lastly, democracy preaches that all are equal. The Nigerian democracy also preaches that all are equal, but some are definitely more equal than others. If democracy can ensure security of lives and proper financial and infrastructural development, equal right before the law, and a hope for a better tomorrow, then it can only be said to be a good-for-nothing system of government. My informed audience, I hope you are now convinced that the military triumphs the awkward democratic system practiced in our beloved country, Nigeria. Thank you.
All right. Over to the third speaker from the opposing side. Thereafter, the person coming for the conclusion.
My name is Tekpia Meso. I start from Temple Gate Academy. In addition, from what my first two speakers have said, I would like to talk about sharing of ideas and opinions. In democracy, the government goes as far as sharing ideas and opinions that are deliberated upon by the people. For example, we have the Senate and House of Representatives. They share ideas and opinions and deliberate on lawmaking. But in the military, the case is not the same. The head of states makes decisions without involving the people or hearing their ideas and opinions. Secondly, economic prosperity. In democracy, the economic prosperity is higher because foreign investors are not scared of investing their resources. For example, during the regime of Olusegun Obasanjo, which was from 1999 to 2007, he spent most of his time traveling to the United States and United Kingdom to reassure foreign investors that the economy was stable. But in the military, foreign investors are always scared of coming in because of the uncertainty of the government. In summary, from what my first two speakers and I have said, there's no doubt that Nigeria is better off under democracy than military. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you. Let's put our hands together for them again. All right. We'd love to get comment from at least two teachers. Sorry, at most two teachers. You have something you want to say briefly? Is there any teacher that wants to say something? Yes, sir, please, can you come up? Just a minute. Who else? All right. This person will speak on behalf of the teachers. Let's put our hands together for him again.
Good morning, learners. Good morning, comrades in the house. I very much appreciate the debate that goes on the stage here right now. The speakers from JOA Academy are rather running commentary instead of presenting unto us a satisfiable points that we may take home. That's just my observation, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right. That is his observation. Thank you very much. We'll get back to you soon as we compile the results. On the whole, I want to say a big thank you to Jewel Model and Temple Gate Academy. They all participated very well. Let's put our hands together for them as they move to their seats.
Sorry. Good morning, everybody. Hello. I wish to observe something. From the participants, all of them did well. So you just allow the judges to put the figures together to announce the result. All of them that appeared on the stage here, they did wonderfully. So we put a round of applause for them, please. So you allow the judges to come and give the best. Thank you.
Good morning, all. We appreciate your efforts. You have all done well. We'll step out a bit to come back and announce the result in a few minutes. Thank you.